Namaste students, I am Dr. Aziz Mohammad Khan from Department of Food and Biotechnology, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss about the topic handling animals, immunization and raising antibodies. And Today I am going to discuss about monoclonal antibodies. The subject name is Immunotechnology Lab and discipline is Food and Biotechnology. So first, the aim of the experiment. Rodents and antibodies, rabies, are used to produce antibodies for a variety of research objectives. The following guidelines are intended to eliminate or reduce a minimum animal discomfort associated with the use of antibody production in laboratory animals. So first we must know what are the antibodies. An antibody is a protein which is used to by immune system to identify and neutralize foreign objects like bacteria and virus, and these objects are known as the antigen. The high residency of antibodies make them an excellent tool for detecting and quantifying a broad array of targets from drugs to serum protein to microorganisms. So what does antibodies do? They do some specific function against antigens. These functions include agglutination, opsonization, and neutralization. So the antibodies play an important role in the elimination of the antigens, bacteria, toxins, viruses. Okay. So what are the monoclonal antibodies? In the last previous lecture, we discussed about the production of polyclonal antibodies, and in this lecture, we are going to study about the production of monoclonal antibodies. So monoclonal antibodies are a single type of antibodies that are identical and directed against a specific epitope. So these monoclonal antibodies are specific. Okay, they are against a specific kind of epitope, not an antigen. They are specific against a specific kind of antigenic determinant, that is a epitope. So are really very specific. But the polyclonal antibody can bind to different various kinds of epitopes. But these monoclonal antibodies can bind only to a single type of epitope, a single type of antigen. Okay. And how these monoclonal antibodies are produced? These monoclonal antibodies are produced from the hybridoma cell-like technology, and they are produced through the myeloma cell hybridoma technology methods. So the procedure of the monoclonal antibodies involve the first step is the immunization of animal. The mouse is selected. For example, the mice is selected in this experiment. The mice is immunized with the particular kind of antigen. Particular kind of antigen. Okay. So this is mice is immunized, and immunization is conducted using injection, and two in every 2 to 3 weeks we give some injections to immunize the animals. So now the second thing is, after immunization, the immune system of the mice produce some specific kind of antibodies. Okay. So the immune system when produce some antibodies, we screen these antibodies. We start to screen these antibodies that by and how we screen this. We take the blood samples of the mouse, not the complete mice. No, we take only the blood samples of the mice so that we can assure that there is an production of monoclonal antibodies. And how do we screen the antibody production? Is screened by the process such as enzymatic immunosorbent assay or flow cytometry. These are the techniques which is used for the screening of the antibody production. The next step is isolation of spleen from animal for antibody production. When we are assured that the mice is producing antibodies against the antigen which we inserted, which we injected, then we are assured we take the spleen cells of the mice. Okay, what are the spleen cells? Spleens are the immune organs in which the antibodies are present. So we take all the spleen cells so that we can isolate the antibodies from these spleens. Okay, but if the titer of the antibody production is low, the mice can be boosted until an adequate response. Then the mice particular uh, concentration of these antibodies, we can come isolate the whole spleen. Okay, when we are assured that there is a sufficient amount of antibodies can be produced from spleen cells, then we can isolate the whole spleen cells, but not when the antibody are in low quantity. Next is the production of monoclonal antibodies through hybridoma technology. So we have spleen here, we have cells of spleen here. Okay, now we take some special kind of cells which are known as the myeloma cells. What are the myeloma cells? Myeloma cells are the cells which have the capability to divide regularly, irregularly. So these myeloma cells are just like the cancer cells, and these divide indefinitely. So they have division capability, and division capability make a cell to produce more and more products. So we selected myeloma cells for production of more and more products. So using the hybridoma technology, we fused our spleen cells with the myeloma cells. Okay, we fuse our cells with the myeloma cells. So for the growing of the myeloma cells, the myelomas before fusion, these myeloma cells are grown in the 8-aja guanine, which is a analog of guanine. And myeloma cell lack HPGRT, that is hypoxanthine phosphoribosyl transferase enzyme, which is responsible of synthesis of nucleotide. The cells are then screened in the head hypoxanthine aminopterin thymidine medium, which blocks the pathway for nucleotide synthesis. So we select this media head. First, what we do, we treat the myeloma cells to grow in the 8 guanine. Then we grow these myeloma cells with spleen cells in a head medium as a hybridoma technology. Okay. Next is screening of hybridomas. So as we know that we grown our cells in the head media. This is this media. So myeloma cells do not have the nucleic acid pathway synthesis. So and B cells, nucleotide synthesis pathway is also blocked. So what happens? Myeloma cells have been genetically engineered such as they cannot be used hypoxanthine and aminopterin and thymidine as a source for nucleic acid biosynthesis and will die in culture. Okay, so these two cells will die in the culture, and only hybridoma cells will survive. Okay, B cell will die in the het medium, and myeloma cell will die in the culture. After hybridoma, the unhybridized cell of myeloma cells and unhybridized cells of B cells will die because these lack some nucleotide synthesis. But hybridoma cell can survive because they have long lifespan and they do not lack any nucleotide synthesis. They have nucleotide synthesis capability. So only these hybridoma cell will survive, and B cell will not survive because of lots short lifespan. Okay, so what does the myeloma cell? What is the property of myeloma cell? They do not have any property for the nucleotide synthesis, so they will die. B cell have nucleotide synthesis capability, but they have short lifespan, but so they will not survive. The hybridoma cell will be able to divide regularly. Okay, they have uh, they have nucleotide synthesis capability, plus they have longer lifespan. Okay, so they will survive. Longer lifespan is received from the myeloma cell, and the character of nucleotide synthesis is occurred from the B cell. So this is the hybridoma cell of both of these two cells. So they will survive. So after isolation, after selection of the hybridoma cells which are alive, we culture these hybridoma cells in culture, clonal culture. These are the microtiter plates. So we provide the culture media to these so there are only few cells. We provide the culture media in one cell per well. Okay, we provide the culture media, and after few times the cells will divide irregularly, and they will multiply. So this is the culturing of hybridoma cells for the production of monoclonal antibody. And the next step is the screening of desired antibodies. So first we screen the so we screen the hybridoma cells for presence of any antibodies. So how first we screen them. mm, okay, we first screen them. We bind a specific antigen to these cells, and if the cell bind to a specific cell, they are positive. They give the positive result. After getting the positive result, which is the screening, after screening, we select the desired antibodies. Okay, we select the desired antibodies. This is the complete process of production of monoclonal antibody. In this, first we immunize the mouse, and the antibodies are produced from the mouse immune system, and we isolate this spleen cells from the mouse. Similarly, we take the myeloma cells and then fuse these both of these cells. This is the hybridoma, and these hybridoma cells are uh, screened for the production of antibodies, and these produce monoclonal antibodies can these cells can be used for the production of more antibodies. Okay, they are cultured, they are divided. Okay, after culturing, these cells are screened for the production of monoclonal antibodies, and the produced monoclonal antibodies are then isolated. So this is the stepwise presentation. First, we immunize the mouse, we isolate the myeloma cells, then we fuse the cells with myeloma cells, then we allow the uh, unfused B cells and myeloma cells to die. Okay, unfused B cells and myeloma cells to die. Then the clone remaining cells will use, we select all these cells as a hybridoma cells, and we screen the supernatant for each clone for the presence of desired antibodies. We grow these cells in uh, tissue culture, and they will divide indefinitely, and after division they will produce some antibodies, and we take the produced antibodies from the supernatant. So these monoclonal antibodies are used in various approaches, such as they are used in the diagnostic application, which is the analysis of biochemical test, diagnostic imaging. They are also used in the therapeutic process, such as direct use of monoclonal antibodies, a therapeutic. We insert the monoclonal antibodies directly into the serum so that they can be used for the protection against the disease. And these monoclonal antibodies can be used for the targeting agents. For the protein purification techniques, these monoclonal antibodies are also used because they are very specific. So our lecture is over here.